If you have a single rabbit at home, you might think they're perfectly content hopping around their space, munching on hay, and lounging in their favorite spots. But here's something most rabbit owners don't realize. Rabbits are incredibly social animals, and loneliness can deeply affect their well-being in ways that aren't always obvious. In the wild, rabbits live in large groups called warrens. They're never alone. They groom each other, play together, sleep in piles, and communicate constantly through body language. When we bring them into our homes as solitary pets, we're asking them to live in a way that goes against millions of years of evolution. And while you might spend time with your rabbit every day, you can't replace what another rabbit provides. Today, we're going to talk about the subtle and not so subtle signs that your rabbit might be lonely. Some of these behaviors are easy to miss or misinterpret. You might think your rabbit is just being quirky or independent, when in reality, they're struggling with isolation. Let's start with one of the most heartbreaking signs: destructive behavior. If your rabbit is constantly chewing on cage bars, digging obsessively at carpets or floors, or destroying things in their environment more than usual, this isn't just boredom. It's often a sign of frustration and loneliness. Rabbits are intelligent creatures who need mental stimulation, and when they don't have a companion to interact with, that energy has nowhere to go. They're trying to cope with the stress of being alone, and destruction becomes an outlet. Another sign many people overlook is excessive grooming, either of themselves or of you. Now, rabbits do groom themselves regularly. That's normal. But if your rabbit is grooming themselves so much that they're creating bald patches or irritated skin, that's a problem. This is similar to stress behaviors in other animals. On the flip side, if your rabbit is constantly trying to groom you, licking your hands, your clothes, your face obsessively, they might be desperately seeking the social grooming interaction they would have with another rabbit. While it seems sweet, and it is a sign of affection, excessive grooming behavior can indicate they're craving companionship they're not getting. Aggression is another red flag. A lonely rabbit might become territorial, lunging, biting, or boxing at you when you approach. People often think this means their rabbit has a bad temperament, but often it's actually a sign of stress and isolation. Without proper social outlets, rabbits can become frustrated and defensive. They're not getting the social feedback and interaction that would normally help regulate their behavior. On the opposite end of the spectrum, lethargy and depression are major concerns. If your rabbit seems uninterested in their surroundings, stays in one spot for hours, doesn't get excited about treats or playtime, or just seems withdrawn, they might be experiencing depression. Yes, rabbits can get depressed. Without companionship, some rabbits simply give up trying to engage with their environment. They might eat and drink enough to survive, but they're not thriving. They're just existing. Pay attention to their eating habits too. Both overeating and undereating can be signs of loneliness. Some rabbits cope with stress by eating more, almost compulsively, while others lose their appetite. If you notice changes in how much your rabbit is eating, especially if it's paired with other behavioral changes, loneliness could be a factor. Here's a behavior that surprises many people: attention-seeking actions that seem almost frantic. If your rabbit is constantly rattling their food bowl, throwing toys, thumping repeatedly to get your attention, or doing things they know will make you come over, they're telling you something. They're desperate for interaction. While all rabbits have personalities and some are naturally more demanding, if this behavior is constant and seems excessive, your rabbit might be trying to fill a social void. Lack of binky behavior is another subtle sign. Binkies are those joyful jumps and twists rabbits do when they're happy. If you used to see your rabbit binky and they've stopped, or if they rarely show this kind of joy, it could indicate they're not as content as they could be. Happy, socially fulfilled rabbits binky regularly. Some lonely rabbits also develop repetitive behaviors, almost like pacing. They might hop the same path over and over, circle their space repeatedly, or engage in other stereotypic behaviors. This is their way of coping with stress and lack of stimulation. Now, here's something interesting: changes in their relationship with you. If your rabbit suddenly becomes overly clingy, following you everywhere, panicking when you leave, or showing signs of separation anxiety, they might be too dependent on you for all their social needs. While bonding with your rabbit is wonderful, they shouldn't be so attached that they can't function without you. Conversely, if a previously friendly rabbit becomes distant and stops seeking your attention altogether, they might have given up on getting their social needs met. Vocalization changes matter too. Rabbits aren't particularly vocal animals, but they do make sounds. If your rabbit is honking, grunting, or making noises more frequently than usual, especially if these seem directed at getting attention, they're communicating distress or a need for interaction. One sign that's easy to dismiss is sleeping at unusual times or having disrupted sleep patterns. Rabbits are crepuscular, meaning they're most active at dawn and dusk. But if your rabbit's sleep schedule seems completely off, or they're sleeping much more or much less than normal, stress from loneliness could be affecting their natural rhythms. Here's something veterinarians see often: mysterious health issues that don't have a clear physical cause. Chronic digestive problems, recurring issues with gut stasis, unexplained weight loss, or a weakened immune system leading to frequent infections can all be linked to chronic stress from loneliness. The mind-body connection is real for rabbits just as it is for humans. Now, you might be thinking, but I spend time with my rabbit every day. I play with them, I pet them, I talk to them. Isn't that enough? And while your interaction is valuable and important, here's the truth. You can't be a rabbit. You can't communicate in their language the way another rabbit can. You can't groom them the way another rabbit would. You can't snuggle with them for hours the way a bonded rabbit pair does. You can't play and interact with them the way another rabbit would. Think about it from your rabbit's perspective. Imagine being the only human on a planet full of friendly aliens. Sure, the aliens are nice to you. They feed you, they try to play with you in their alien way, but you can never really communicate. You can never have the kind of interaction you're hardwired to need. That's what a solitary rabbit experiences. Some people worry that getting a second rabbit means their rabbit won't bond with them anymore, but that's actually not true. Rabbits who have a rabbit companion are often more confident, more playful, and more interactive with their human family members. They're more emotionally secure, which makes them better pets overall. Of course, bonding rabbits requires patience and proper introduction techniques. It's not as simple as putting two rabbits together and hoping for the best. But rabbit rescue organizations and experienced rabbit owners can guide you through the process. And once bonded, rabbit pairs or groups are absolutely magical to watch. The way they communicate, care for each other, and interact is something you simply can't replicate as a human caretaker. If you're recognizing several of these signs in your rabbit, it doesn't mean you're a bad owner. It means you're paying attention, and you care enough to learn what your rabbit needs. Loneliness in rabbits is incredibly common because many people simply don't know that rabbits need companions of their own species to truly thrive. Before you decide whether to get your rabbit a friend, have them spayed or neutered if they aren't already. This is crucial for bonding and for their health. Then, reach out to a rabbit rescue organization. They can often help match your rabbit with a compatible friend and guide you through the bonding process. Your rabbit depends on you to meet their needs, and one of their most fundamental needs is companionship. If you're seeing signs of loneliness, taking steps to address it could transform your rabbit's life. A lonely rabbit surviving is not the same as a happy rabbit thriving, and every rabbit deserves to thrive.